Yo, what is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is still doing good, because I'm just grinding out the tape, grinding out the film. We're talking scouting reports on a Luther Burden, Missouri product, Mizzou Tiger product. You got to love this kid, okay? There was a lot of situations where people were, talking down his game, thinking he wasn't necessarily one of the better wide receivers to come out of this draft class, and that should be absolutely wash your mouth out with some soap, because he is a good one. He finds himself with the Chicago Bears. I'm telling y'all, there is a lot to like about a Luther Burden. He's so good, and I got so many pros, cons, and a grade score to discuss on one of the newly acquired members of the Chicago Bears. So let's talk a little Luther Burden, wide receiver, Mizzou. One of the most peculiar draft falls this year was with somebody like a Luther Burden. I just couldn't put my finger on why so many people took him out of the first round. Only thing people could discuss, small hands. That's all we could hear, and stat regression from 2024. If you go back to 2023, he was regarded as one of the best wide receiver prospects to come out of college football, and suddenly he just became not good enough to be a first-round commodity. Get the hell out of here. He falls into that second round. Let's talk about the team that drafted him, those Chicago Bears. Like I said, second round pick number 7. So basically a first-round pick anyway, 7 picks outside of the first round, but that's some disrespect. This man is so damn talented, so damn good. You guys are going to understand how poorly these NFL teams did not, I want to, uplift his game to say that he should be in that first round. The Bears absolutely got themselves a gem and a steal here in the 7th pick in the second round. But let's talk about the Bears depth chart that they do possess right now with a Caleb Williams, how they're going to round it out with a Ben Johnson, now the head coach of the Chicago Bears. Poles got to get some credit for taking a Luther Burden, but I think that's a little bit of nudge from a Ben Johnson saying, go get this guy. He can work in my offense. DJ Moore is one of the top dog in this wide receiver room. Rome Odunze, last year's top rookie, didn't necessarily pan out to have a, great statistical achievement, but Rome Odunze was one of my dudes. Absolutely love his game, and he's going to likely take a year 2 leap. You got to believe, if not year 3 is going to be the season where Odunze does take off. Devin Duvernay, Tyler Scott, and Olamide Zaccheaus round out the guys that are going to be challenging for starting roles on this roster, where you got Miles Boykin, Samori Toure, he's made his waves around the league, man. I believe Green Bay Packers was where he did start, but he's been making rounds around the league already. I don't know why they hate on Toure either. He just can't stick with one club. He's got some skills. Maurice Alexander, John Jackson, and then a Walker to round out this room. Right now, they do got a couple other undrafted rookie free agents that are going to be trying to vie in for a spot on this roster. But, Luther Burden, right now at this point, you're telling me he's not going to beat out Devin Duvernay, Tyler Scott, Olamide Zaccheaus? Abso-freaking-lutely. I will be disappointed in a Luther Burden if he does not win at least the role that Keenan Allen held last season, and I think Ben Johnson's got big plans for number 87. Was kind of funny. He said, why you pick 87? He says, all the numbers are gone. They got like 100 retired numbers, man. So 87 does not look good. I'm getting kind of used to the single digits for these wide receivers, but Luther Burden is one of these dudes. He is very talented. So let's talk about those measurables. As always, 6', 206. He is 21 years of age. Played in 38 contests, 192 receptions, 2263 in yards, 11.8 on the average. Not so great on the average, but 21 receiving touchdowns. Like I said, had a little bit of a stat regression in 2024, but I'll touch that in the cons. Statistically speaking, he does round with, guys like Emeka Egbuka and others, in this draft class. But the 192, 38 contests, you understand where he's coming from statistically, but there is a lot to like about this man's game. So let's dive into those pros. Put together frame, 6', 206. Like I'm saying, he is definitely stout out there. You do see it. I've seen some people comment him as like a Deebo Samuel, a little bit lighter than a Deebo, you want to say. Not as put together and not as physical as a Deebo, but the frame is definitely there where he can endure some punishment and he can be something of a little bit of a bully on the field. I do like that about his game. Good speed, 4.41 40 time. Tape speed definitely confirms tested speed. He can get after it once he has the ball in his hands, and he can make a lot of plays in the yak ability. Sound burst off the first step. I absolutely love this. And there was a situation where you do see it how many times where he is utilized on that line in the slot doing drag slants and outs, getting the football in his hands. That's why you do see 11.8 on the average. So he does catch short range passes a lot in this offense with Mizzou. And that's the only reason. So a lot of people, is that all he is? He's just a short in and out guy. No, he's not. He can go outside. He can play inside, outside, and I think, while Home is probably going to be in the slot, I do think that he can be utilized as a mix and match on the outside. He is the epitome of a fluid runner, baby. You guys know me with my running backs and my wide receivers. I want to see that fluidity on the top end. You get double checks for me if you are floating out there, and this guy is definitely floating, man. Effortless running style. You already see it at Bears rookie mini camps where he's just kind of gliding, he's floating, hands, catches, bang, and he's already making it look very easy. Yes, it is in practice. Yes, it is in, light pads, but I'm telling y'all, this is what you want to see guys do when they're not in full up gear, and they could translate on the field on Sundays. Quick feet, short strides, I'm okay with it. It doesn't necessarily have to be a long strider, but the 4.41 speed with the fluidity, the quick feet, he's just constantly like bang, 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 like a jackrabbit moving around the field, especially with that size, can make a lot of plays in the yak upside. Absolutely love it. Screen plays, 110%, man. Natural hand catcher, you do see it. Soft, corralling hands, even though we do got to knock on the hands and the cons. I'll say right now, when he does catch the football, snagging it out of the air, extending for the ball, he's got good ball skills that you will come to appreciate. Even though the hands, like I said, I'll touch some of the stuff I do got in the cons, but the natural soft hands corralling the football in definitely is on point. Catch and turn and go with ease, man. This is what you want to see. It's like quick little hook or slant, catch, turn, spin, juke, and go down the field, make a lot of plays, and this man's going to try to make home run calls. He's very good in the ability for elusive ability to get some more yards after catch, turn, and go. Absolutely phenomenal in a Luther Burden. Very good stutter step release packages. Like I said, with that quick first step burst, he's going to make you want for nothing in this Bears offense. The biggest issue is, can Caleb get everybody the football? That's going to be the biggest concern. If Caleb can get to be that 4,000-yard passer, the 5,000-yard passer, this offense is going to hum with these wide receivers and DJ Moore. Even though it's going to be something, you think it's a redundancy pick between a DJ Moore and a Luther Burden. It kind of is, but isn't that kind of like Keenan Allen anyway as well? They require multiple slot positions where they can make Caleb comfortable, and Ben Johnson definitely has a plan to do that with short intermediate passes, and Luther Burden's going to fit the bill for that, man. Sharp cuts, change of direction, it's pluses. This guy does it with ease, with fluidity, with cutability, with jukeability, avoid tackle, upside. There is a lot of good things to like about Luther Burden and what he can do with the ball in his hands, and that's exactly why Ben Johnson. We saw what Ben did with an Amon-Ra St. Brown, who isn't necessarily, the most fleet of foot when it comes to speed and explosive ability. You put him in the same category in the, Amon-Ra St. Brown role in the Chicago Bears offense, you're going to understand what I'm talking about, how good he is in this respect. Very good ball tracker, and he does win contested balls. When you see him on the outside, even when it's a wheel route coming from the slot to the outside, he does do this very well, tracks the ball supremely fine. And he's over the shoulder, whether he's high pointing the football. Quarterback play wasn't necessarily great at Mizzou, but I'm telling y'all right now, when he is over the shoulder, got that great push off with the arm as well. Understands how to, leverage his body, to box out defensive backs. Also, so good in the tracking ability, and he will win some contested balls, no question about it. Late hands, he disguises ball placement. This is a very good trait, especially with a guy. He's not showing the tell to the defensive backs when the ball is coming over the shoulder. He's waiting. Ball's so close to him. Then he extends his arms, and then he's able to catch the football. Very good trait in a lot of wide receivers. This is maturity beyond his years already, where we see NFL veterans not even at this point where he can disguise his hands with late hands to extend and make catches to confuse defensive backs to not understand where that ball is coming from. Very good in a Luther Burden. Best season was 2023, 86 balls for 12, and 9 TDs. Yes, he did have a little stat regression, like I said, for like the 5th time in 2024, but there is reasons for that as well. For some cons, everybody's got them, like I always said. I've said it already. Stats regressed. I'm not going to repeat it again. Small hands is the biggest one, so there was some knocks on it. Measurables on the hands were not great. I believe it was 8.5 inches. It's not prototypical, but he can definitely work with this. And it's one of these situations where you do see a little bit of a dropping problem from time to time. Is it due to the hand size, or is it concentration drop related? Is it quarterback related? These are question marks you got to say. Brady Cook is not necessarily the best quarterback. I can sit here and tell y'all right now, I don't want to cuss the man out, but he's not necessarily good. And I think, Luther Burden understood. He's like, damn, man, I got to get out of here, and I got to get me a quarterback. And he's got one now with a Caleb Williams. Hopefully, Caleb can get out of his own way, and these guys can mature together. But you did see some drops on film that you weren't necessarily comfortable with. You hope it's not the hand size. You hope it's just concentration drops and him being like, hey, this offense just isn't working for me. Most of his production, it did come in the short area. I mean, again, quarterback, consistency, inconsistency issues. This is all they could do, man. Trying deep, and he's missing them. How many times you saw balls overthrown to a Luther Burden just was not great for this man, and it does hinder your statistical achievement. And then it, puts a poor light on your stats, and it puts a poor light on your abilities, and that's why people say, well, which one is it? Is it Luther or is it the offense and the quarterback? And I'm telling y'all right now, it's not Luther. He's too damn good to be in the category with a quarterback like a Brady Cook, man. I wanted more route precision. Dedication to the route tree. So is it laziness? Maybe. And I saw already at rookie minicamps, he's running just fine. So I'm going to put this with an asterisk to say it's more of a comment than a full-blown con. I just wanted to see a little bit more out of the route precision. If they're going to be mid-range, slant routes, double moves, in, out, going 20 yards over the middle, over the linebackers, in between the safeties, I want to see the ability to, have that precision cut in the route tree, generate the separation that way. You got the fluid ability. You got the route, good plant steps. I just want to see more out of it. That's all I want to see. Can he truly play the outside role? It is a question mark. I think that he can work into that. I think there is possibilities that he is there. I think Home is going to be in the slot, like I'm saying. But I think if he does work at his craft, if he does work with his release packages, his route tree does improve to those top-end elite levels, I think that we could see a Luther Burden playing outside quite a bit and win quite a bit of the time as well. Does he have true pull-away wheels for the outside? That is another question mark that I do have. And I do think he has it. I really do. I think when you're talking about how a wide receiver can't get open, we see, non-field burners play the outside and absolutely win against quality defensive backs all the time. Luther Burden is going to be in this category. He just has to understand how to round out every aspect of his game to be that good. And I think that, playing outside could definitely warrant that as well. Press break, not always consistent. I mean, some muscle mass. You want to say almost did he give up on some plays at time to time? You did see that. Say, what is it? Is it part of the school? Is it part of the quarterback? I mean, you don't want to see that. You want to see somebody playing, 100 go all the time. But I mean, with an offense like Mizzou, I understand why he would have took plays off. But nevertheless, we're talking grade score purposes. Grading purposes, as always, we know a Luther Burden is a talented wide receiver prospect. I still do not understand how he fell out of this first round of this draft. I get how the draft board did fall. I get what a lot of the, teams were coveting based on the elite talents that were in the first round on the defensive side, so I had to get those guys first and then go grab your wide receiver. 79.3% on the grade score for a Luther Burden for me. He is definitely one of these guys, fits into the Emeka category for me as well. He is hovering as one of the top wide receivers in this class for grade score purposes, and it does translate via film study. No question about that. Luther Burden is an extremely talented wide receiver, and you know me, I love my fluid runners, and he's going to make a lot of plays with the ball in his hands with the Chicago Bears. So there you have it. That is Luther Burden, now Chicago Bear, Mizzou product. Huge fan. I'm smitten on this guy's game because he is that talented. I will be upset if he does not fit the bill with the Chicago Bears because I'm promoting him quite a bit. And if he does fail, I'll definitely eat this one. If I'm wrong on a Luther Burden, I will be the first one to come out here and say that I was 100% wrong. But I don't think I am. Talent is definitely on point. It is key. He's got the skills. He's got the abilities. Now he's got an offensive coordinator and a head coach like a Ben Johnson. Let's go, Caleb, man. Fix your game, get the ball to these guys, and let's see this Bears offense finally ascend in the right direction. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts. What are y'all thinking about Luther Burden? I'm a huge fan. Hope you guys are as well. Bears fans, I know it seemed like a redundant pick, did to me as well, but Ben Johnson's got some ways and madness to make this offense work. So throw it in the comments. What are you thinking about your new draft pick? But we'll see you next time. I am out.